Hi, my name is Tricia Shaw, and I am the Assistant Principal at Pathways School of Excellence. And I am here to discuss with you population ecology theory and institutional theory in relation to Pathways School of Excellence. First, let me define population ecology theory. Population ecology theory is the study of looking at subfields within an organization and figuring out how they flourish, grow, or even die. Population ecology refers to an organization's ability to have adaptation, choice, and survival. Establishments survive inside a population of comparable organizations, and the establishments which continue are the organizations that respond correctly to the environment of the organization. This refers to the external setting or the internal setting of the organizations. New participants in the organization typically survive initially by replicating the organization's main or effective organizations. The main organizations work and are well known, so if the participants replicate it, they are perceived as more authentic or legitimate. This gives the organization the opportunity to get the resources needed. Newer organizations versus older organizations. According to this theory, newer or incoming organizations usually adapt quicker, are able to replicate what is already happening within the organization, but they can also misinterpret the environment. Older or existing organizations are typically larger, usually slower, and are committed to their old ways because that is what they're familiar with and that is what works. This is according to McCory, 2012. When thinking about the population ecology theory in relation to Pathways School of Excellence, there are certain subsystems within our school. We have classrooms, we have different types of students, we have our faculty and staff, we have volunteers from different fields, and we also have our field study workers trying to get the hours according to their field study assignments. Adding new populations needs to be done carefully within Pathways to ensure that everybody understands the community and the climate of the school as expected. The expectations should be clear from administration and from the existing people or subsystems involved in Pathways School of Excellence. Positive reinforcement should be used for these subsystems within the classroom, for the students. Even administration should use positive reinforcement with faculty and staff members or volunteers in order to make sure that people understand what the climate should look like and what our population is already about. Paying attention to the existing climate is extremely important, making sure that all involved are clear on what that should look like. Now I would like to discuss institutional theory and how it relates to Pathways School of Excellence. If you will please click on the icon, there will be a short video explaining what institutional theory is. Institutional theory refers to the social structure of an organization. Organizations have social pressures that they must adhere to in order to be considered a particular type of organization, according to Sotheby, 2013. Institutional theory is a method to comprehending administrative practices in organizations as the outcome of social pressures. This theory has developed into a viewpoint with organizational theory because of its capability to clarify behaviors of an organization that disregard economic factors. The theory has explained why innovations in relation to management are adopted even when they have not proven to be effective. Social pressures to conform to social norms are stronger than the economic performance, according to the institutional theory. According to Sotheby, there are certain fundamentals of institutional theory: infusion of value, diffusion, rational myths, loose coupling, legitimacy, and isomorphism. Pathway School of Excellence in relation to institutional theory is very interesting. There are many social norms that Pathway School of Excellence needs to follow. For example, Pathways is a private Christian school. There are certain social norms that private Christian schools follow. For example, students are typically expected to follow Christian values, Christian morals, and adhere to biblical principles that the school is teaching them. There are also state norms that private Christian schools or any private school should follow. For example, our students are receiving scholarships such as the McKay Scholarship or the Gardner Scholarship. If receiving these scholarships, the school must follow typical norms that the state provides for them. Since Pathway School of Excellence is also located on Southeastern University's campus, there are also social norms involved with being on that campus that the students must adhere to. Finally, special needs norms are also involved with Pathway School of Excellence since their students all have some type of special need. For example, behavior management, accommodations, IEP regulations, these are all involved within the special needs norms of students with special needs. Thank you for listening to the explanation of population ecology theory and institutional theory in relation to Pathway School of Excellence.